Hi, Elisabth.
Hello.
We would like to interview you today about several questions because we would like to know what messages do accents give. And therefore we created some questions for you, and we would like you to answer them for us.
Okay.
And if you don't understand the question, or if you have any questions to me, you can just ask them.
Okay.
I will do. So the first question is, what do you think of first when you speak to Erasmus students?
When I first meet an Erasmus student, it's always very interesting to find out where you're from, what your country is, what language you speak, and your level of how well your English is, because you say your English isn't very good. Some of you will say that, but your English is very good for an Erasmus student, and that's quite good to see actually. And just the way you do things, and the way how you're for example, education sometimes very different in your country than in our countries. It's just good to see the differences, even the similarities. And things like that. So yeah, it's good.
And why do you think that our English is quite good?
I think the level, some of the words that you will say, the level of intellectual, I think it's quite good.
Yeah. Okay.
So and your vocabulary, your vocabulary is quite of an advanced level, and to what some people would use even living in the UK.
Okay,
so,
wow, yeah, interesting, yeah.
Because I believe that in your country, when you guys, when you learn any new language, you'll be taught how to speak the correct way. Whereas because English is our first language, we will use a lot of slang, and we'll shorten words, and we won't use the proper English. That's why I feel like you guys have an advantage when you guys speak English, because you guys speak it the correct way. Because you guys are taught that language. Whereas when we were taught French or something, we speak it the correct way, and then you'll be like, oh no, we say, a French speaker would say, oh, we use a slang word for this.
Yeah.
So I feel like, your English is really good for an Erasmus student, so yeah.
The second question is, what language level do you expect from people who want to study here?
I mean, university is a higher education place, so your English needs to be of quite a good standard, because when you write assignments, when you do presentations, your work needs to be shown that you have a good level of understanding of English, and your English is good, because that's what sets you apart, So I feel like it needs to be quite good.
And do you think that Erasmus people catch up this level of language, this language level?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think I feel like you do match that.
Okay. Do you have any Erasmus students in your course, in your classes, in your lectures? No. Okay.
I don't.
Yeah. But okay, interesting.
But then saying that though, Amelie, my housemate, she is French speaker, and she's doing similar my kind of a course, but just at a higher level. And she's doing her thesis, and her I checked over one of her works that she's done, and it's just her English is really good. She says, it's not good, but I'm like, wow, it's a good piece of work. So I feel like, and in order to come to higher education, you need to be able to have that, that skill to be able to speak good English, because you're coming to another country, and so your English must have to be of a good level to, to be able to fit in. So I feel like,
Next question is, what do you think will you miss the most if you would go abroad? If you went abroad?
Oh, I went abroad. I'd miss the tea.
The tea?
The tea, yeah. I feel like nothing beats PG Tips. The tea is the tea brand. Also the chocolate. I'd also miss the chocolate. But I'd miss things like my family. I think nothing beats family. Family, friends. It's just, things that make you comfortable, your comfort zone. But I feel like in order to, if you're going to go somewhere, you have to sacrifice a few things. So I feel like if it's worth the sacrifice, then you can, find an alternative somewhere else.
Sorry,
So, yeah.
Do you think you will miss to speak with someone in your mother tongue? In English?
Yeah, I would miss that. I would miss that. But then nowadays with technology, you know, you have Skype, you have mobile phones, so you could just with technology these days, you can just contact someone and, you know, you could speak to them. But the fact that it's not face to face directly, you know, that aspect sometimes scares you a little bit, I think. Like I remember when your boyfriend came, he was happy that it was the girl got happy that there was another Japanese person to speak to. That's an example.
Right.
So I think it's just that comfort zone when you see that, you're like, oh wow, it just like reminds you back of home, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So is that
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
And the last question is, what do you think about different English accents?
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, because people from Birmingham, some people say that the Brummie accent sounds kind of stupid.
Yeah.
It makes people look stupid or something like that. Some people say that. So we would like to know, how do you see that?
Like, depending on where you go in the UK, because it's wide, you know, we're huge. We're not that big, but there's different dialects everywhere, different accents everywhere. You have the northern, you have the Geordie, you have the northern, you have the Brummie. But like, sometimes it's a bit difficult to, you know, understand what they're saying. Like my housemate, she's from Newcastle, she's from Geordie, and before her accent used to be very strong. Now it's become like diluted with the Brummie accent, so it's becoming less and less. But at first it's really difficult to understand if you're not used to it. But I think it's just something that you pick up and you tend to just, your ears become used to it afterwards. And you kind of like understand. But yeah. But yeah, I think it's always interesting to like just hear different accents, because we all, at the end of the day, we all live in England, but then even then we have different accents within England, you know, so
exactly,
we have those variations. It's just interesting to see.
What do you think about the Brummie accent?
Some people have a very strong Brummie accent, and that can be annoying. You're like, oh my god, wow. But other people, some people, even though they live in Birmingham, they are very posh. You know, they say all the words correctly, and you know. So it just depends which part of Birmingham, because Birmingham is quite a big city. So, you know, depending on where you go in Birmingham, there's different accents within that as well.
Great. So, thank you. That
You're
was
welcome.
interesting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.